So, I'm going to make this video, and I think it's been like a question on almost everyone's mind that's been watching this Indiana Fever team. And it's what the hell has happened to Aliyah Boston? Like, what has happened? Before we get on, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to 6,500 subscribers as soon as possible. Right now we are, I'm guessing, like, just over 150 off. Yeah, we're just under 150 off at the time of recording this, but huge thank you guys for all supporting the channel recently. But anyway, now let's get on to the video. So, Aliyah Boston, the Rookie of the Year last year, a Team USA member, a probable Olympian, probably going to make the Olympics team. And I'm not going to lie, she's been outplayed by every center she's come up against this year. She has. She got outplayed by Kamilla Cardoso against the Sky. There's no question about that. I don't know if you could argue she got played by Angel Reese. But when Cardoso was there, she got outplayed. She got outplayed badly tonight. She's been outplayed by Magbador a few times. She's been outplayed by Jonquel Jones all 3 times. She's been outplayed by every single center in the league. And I'm not going to lie, I think she might be the worst starting center in the WNBA. And this is purely based on this season. And I'm not going to pretend that I watched more than one Aliyah Boston game last season. But she was really good. I watched her face the Aces in that game where she went toe-to-toe with AJ Wilson. She was really good. Like, she had 4 25-point games. And this isn't the case. Like, I'm seeing on Twitter people like, oh, they need to run more for Aliyah Boston. Stop running the ball for Aliyah Boston. She travels every time she touches the ball. She's genuinely like, I don't know if it was social media because she was bad and she was not good in preseason. Like, this is not, obviously when she got rid of social media, it was after about 3 or 4 games, or 5 games maybe in the year. I think it might have been 5 games into the year where she slapped the ball, or she missed a layup, or she slapped the ball into the hands of the player against. She missed a layup against the Sun, I think it was the 4th game. And she slapped the ball into the hands of somebody else in the Storm game. So it's like, yeah, I get it. I get it that she probably has lost confidence, but she was bad before that. She was bad from game 1. Like, she's struggling to score. Other than a mismatch where she can just drop her left shoulder and take a wide open right hand layup, she's struggling to make anything. She's hit a couple of garbage time threes that she's been looking okay. Like, was it the Sparks game? She's 70 in the second half. Like, how much of that? A lot of it was in garbage time. She's hit a couple of garbage time threes. She's had a couple of spurts where she's looked okay, but she's all in all just been. It's not even that, like, you can say, oh, there's a player in there. She looks like a different player. I don't know if it's not, I don't even think it's a shape issue. Like, it has to be a confidence issue. Like, she travels whenever she touches the ball. And, like, that's not something you can just say, like, is going to get fixed overnight. Like, there's something's not right there. Like, she obviously missed those 2 free throws down the stretch. But again, she shouldn't even have had the 2 free throws because she traveled right before in that possession. She traveled right before the free throws. So, on the defensive end, it's really weird as well, seeing the, like, Caitlin Clark haters. Like, basically, they are all on the... I've genuinely heard people, even today, say Aliyah Boston's the best player on the Fever. Based on what? What you saw 12 months ago? I'm sorry, if we're judging by 12 months ago, Rafa Nadal is still one of the best clay court... Actually, no, it was 2 years ago when he last played. I was about to say, Rafa Nadal is still one of the best clay court players in history if we're judging by then. And, like, he lost first round this year. I'm still not the best clay court players, the best current clay court players in the world. And he lost in the first round this year. If we're judging by a year ago, I'm trying to think what NBA player, Wembanyama was still playing the French league and people were still calling him a bust. So, you can't judge based on what we saw a year ago. They've played 12 games. She's been terrible in 9 of the 12. She's been decent in 2 out of 12, and she's had a good game. And, like, her good games are, like, 11.6 rebounds and not being awful. On the defensive end, she can't move her feet. She's not the worst defender in the world. She's a decent enough defender, especially, like, anything where she doesn't have to move her feet. She's got quick hands. She's got really quick hands. And that's the one thing, is she does block shots okay. She alters a lot of shots because she has really quick hands. And if a rebound is right beside her, she can grab it. But, like, she doesn't move well. She doesn't attack boards well. She doesn't box out. She can't set screens. I don't know what the story is with that, but she literally cannot set screens. She's 6'5", like, not a twig. She should be able to connect on screens. She genuinely can't set screens. She rolls. She literally rolls before this contact. She's scared of contact. I don't know where this has come from, but she's scared of contact. It's so weird because this is a player that, like, everyone thought was on the trajectory to be unbelievable. And it's at the stage where now it's like, it's the sophomore slump of all sophomore slumps. People are talking about, like, oh, they need one more player for her and Aliyah Boston. Aliyah Boston's not the second best player on this team, and she's not the third best player on this team. NaLyssa Smith and Kelsey Mitchell are both better players than Aliyah Boston. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be crazy enough to say that Erica Wheeler is better than her, because that is just objectively wrong. Temi Fagbenle is better than Aliyah Boston right now. Like, she doesn't do anything well. She genuinely doesn't do anything well on the floor. And people are saying, like, but, like, people are genuinely, the Caitlin Clark haters are treating Aliyah Boston like she's won a competition. Like, Aliyah Boston, the ball will be there, just in the air, and she'll just slap the ball out, and it's like, that's the defense. She's the best player on this team. Or she'll score a basket. She'll make a layup. And everyone's like, that's why they need to run through Aliyah Boston. She's this, that. And it's like, genuinely, I've never seen a player do so little and be hyped so much. And, like, it's not even people that watched her last season. It's people that just want to make the point that Caitlin Clark's not the best player on this team. If Caitlin Clark's not the best player on this team, it's NaLyssa Smith. I'm sorry, it is. Aliyah Boston, I don't know what the hell is wrong with her. I don't know what can be fixed. I don't know if it can be fixed. I don't know how hard it is to fix. I don't know if it's the yips. I don't know if she's just out of shape. I don't know if she's lost confidence. I don't know if it's the way the team play. But she is a mediocre fifth best player on the team. That is what she is. She can be the fourth best player on the floor. The way she's playing right now, there is not one other team in the WNBA she'd start for. And that is not, it's a stylistic issue. She's better when she gets the ball. She's terrible when she gets the ball in the post. When she has her back to the basket, she's terrible. On a positive, when she has her back to the basket rather than rolling, she doesn't travel. But it's like, it's so bad because she was so good. Like, if Aliyah Boston hadn't shown that she was one of the best rookies in the last 10 years, I've never seen such a thing. And you can't blame Caitlin Clark for her inability to catch the ball, for her inability to make layups, for her inability to move 3 feet to the left to go get a rebound. That's not on Caitlin Clark. Could it be the whole circus around it? She's not dealing well with it? Maybe. I don't know at this stage. Because she's actually not, like, she's not one of the 3 best players in this team. In fairness, she is the best interior defender on the team, which is not hard. Well, she's other than Temi Fagbenle, which is not hard because NaLyssa Smith does not play defense. But she's not great on that. She's not a great defender either. She's a decent defender. And so far this year, you've got decent defender. Had a brilliant second half against the Sparks where she looked like her old self. And sometimes shoots the ball okay. Like, you've got yourself, like, the Fever are in a really weird situation because she's not been good. And she's been really, really bad. And it's like, do you want to keep her? Do you think she's going to improve? Because I don't see a scenario where Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston work together long term. And previously in the year, when I thought it was just a couple of bad games, I thought maybe it was a stylistic issue. Being like, okay, or maybe I thought she could have been tired. Thinking, okay, trade one of Caitlin Clark or Aliyah Boston if you want to build through Aliyah Boston. Trade Caitlin Clark. But, like, it's very, very evident that Aliyah Boston is not something to build through. Like, if you got rid of Caitlin Clark and ran your offense through Aliyah Boston, they would be 0-12 right now. They'd be 0-12 right now, and I'm not even joking. Like, Aliyah Boston no longer draws double teams. They don't even guard Aliyah Boston anymore. First of all, she doesn't connect on the screens. But even when she rolls to the basket, they barely guard her anymore. So it's like, They literally leave her open to double team Caitlin Clark. They don't even bring the help anymore to Aliyah Boston because they know she's not going to do anything. Like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And obviously, I hope she manages to put things back together, because if Aliyah Boston plays like Aliyah Boston of last year, this Fever team becomes average. They become a team that they might win 17 games this year. But if Aliyah Boston plays like this, she's the 4th best player on a terrible team, which is crazy considering how good she was as a rookie.